What's up, guys? My name is Al-Hilali, and I'm a medical student at the American University of the Caribbean here in St. Martin. I wanted to talk to you a bit about answering difficult questions in a med school interview. A lot of the times during a med school interview, you may think that it's about meeting the person, and it kind of is, but it's a little bit more than that. They're trying to gauge what kind of thinker you are. They want to know that you are able to think about difficult situations, not jump into polarizing answers without eliciting all of the information first. Now, throughout the interview, you're going to be given time to get comfortable, right? And then maybe throughout the middle, somewhere in the middle, towards the end of the interview, they may throw you a hypothetical scenario that they want you to answer. The scenario could be, something along the lines of, you're given the option of giving a kidney to a 14-year-old or a 6-year-old. Who would you give it to and why? You may be given the scenario of you are a medical student and you just left your classroom and you're wearing your medical student, your white coat, and you have an emblem that says you're a medical student right here, that you're affiliated with the med school. And a woman approaches you irate and begins saying that her son applied to medical school and did not get in. And she is beyond mad, and she would like you to, know why. And she also would like you to go speak to the admissions committee and overturn what the admissions committee has ruled on. Difficult scenarios. These are very, very tough scenarios to navigate, especially on the spot. And that's what they want. They want to see, how are you going to think in a situation like this, given two polarizing decisions, answering yes or no, or giving it to a 14-year-old or a 60-year-old. They want to see, how do you think? Are you going to choose one or the other? Are you going to stay neutral? Are you going to find a way to get more information before making a decision? That's what they want to see. The wrong way to answer is the cookie cutter response of give it to the kid, or telling the mom, there's nothing I can do. This is showing the admissions committee, the admissions officer, that you are quick to jump to an answer, that you do not think about possibilities before arriving at an answer, or maybe even you don't arrive at an answer. You arrive at, your answer is that you arrived at an impasse. There's not enough information. The correct way to answer a situation like this is to recognize the impossibility. That's step number one. You need to verbalize to the officer, this is an impossible scenario, or this is a very difficult situation, and all things need to be considered. That's one. Two, you need to acknowledge the pros and cons of each polar opposite. In the case of the 14-year-old and the 60-year-old renal failure patients, the ones who need a kidney, you can start talking about the pros and cons of both. The 14-year-old patient is young, and he has not had a kidney transplant before, but his situation may be more acute. He probably overnight got kidney failure, which is very severe and can happen in some very severe instances. And the 6-year-old patient could possibly be a chronic case. It was a very slow onset illness, and they had a lot of time to prepare for the inevitability of a kidney transplant. The 6-year-old may be a better fit, but the 14-year-old hasn't lived life yet. So what are you going to do? You do not choose one. You verbalize that to the officer, and you state that so many factors need to be considered before a decision can be made. And that is the right way to go about any question like this. This is more than just answering right or wrong. This is more than just trying to sound smart. This is trying to portray that you already think like a physician. That is very important. And a physician does not always have the right answers, but the physician always tries to navigate the waters as best as they can. And at the end of the day, we're human. We're not robots. That is very important to know. We're not going to be perfect all the time. We're going to make mistakes. But above all else, we will never stop trying to perfect every situation we can get. Thank you. Follow for more.